Tuesday, October 14th. If you could all rise for the pledge, please. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk Robertson, will you please call the roll?
I would be happy to call the roll, Mr. Supervisor. Supervisor Bennett?
Here.
Myself, of course, I'm here. Treasurer Yancho is absent. Trustee Brown?
Here.
Trustee Fike?
Here.
Trustee Hugo?
Here.
And Trustee White is absent. 5 members present, a quorum.
Thank you. And now I'll entertain a motion for approval of the agenda. Motion by Ms. Hugo, supported by Mr. Brown.
Okay, agenda. A motion by Hugo, supported by Brown. Okay. Let's see. Trustee White is absent. Supervisor Bennett?
Yes.
Myself, yes. Ancho is absent. Trustee Brown?
Yes.
Trustee Fike?
Yes.
Trustee Hugo?
Yes.
5-0. Motion passes.
Thank you very much. And now we will entertain public comments. We just ask that individuals keep their comments to 3 minutes or less. And please address your comments to me as a chairperson. So with that, we have Donovan Monte Gomez would like to speak. Good evening.
Good evening, dear Grand Blanc Township Commission. My name is Donovan Gomez. I'm a resident of Saginaw, Michigan. September 28, 2025 was the day that plagued this community. I've come to share my thoughts. The free exercise of speech is in our Constitution's amendment contained by the Bill of Rights. So what I do during my free time is I raise awareness about the importance of the Second Amendment of the United States Constitution. By stimulating these thoughts, I have come to address significant abuses and usurpations that have eroded the right throughout the course of time. Through policy, legislation, and set by some judicial precedents, I argue regardless of who is elected at the time, the Second Amendment is under attack through the administrative state. When the right counted most police were 1 minute away and 4 innocent lives were deprived of a single tyrant who had no respect for engaging in civil conversations or shaping policy. Now, I have come across some news sources from Pontiac, Michigan, where a dispensary owner was gunned down within his own dispensary. The suspects have traveled from Ohio to Pontiac, Michigan to produce a now deceased victim. Some may argue because of the federal law on marijuana possession, being defined as a controlled substance, he may have been prohibited under law from possessing a firearm or chose not to, versus the story within Wayne, Michigan, where a singular regular armed person stopped a potential mass shooter from committing further acts of violence. Many lives were saved. Let me tell you the sauce of the argument. The former belligerent individual who shot up the church in the township before he committed an atrocity was legal with his guns. Let me ask the chair of this council or anyone who is listening, what law could have prevented an already legal gun owner before he acted in the commission of a crime? I argue none. Big point, the state of Michigan and the ATF field office will argue that this particular individual suffered from a mental health condition. This has been the most formidable tool of the state to disarm who are those adjudicated dangerous by a judge or jury. But no one spoke up or petitioned him. And that's the one that slipped through the cracks, right? Well, let me tell you this. I was adjudicated dangerous by both a judge and jury for a mental health condition that was weaponized against me in the Michigan Army National Guard. All you need is a group of people to conspire against you, petition them to have them committed when you want a fair day in court. The judge, who is left-leaning, apart from the gun violence task force, made an adjudication out of my favor. The hospital billed
30
me
seconds.
about $30,000. Medicaid picked it up. Sorry, this is an impromptu, always busy working. Okay, so what you guys can do is you guys can shape policy in your community to protect the Second Amendment, reference Ottawa County, fortify your buildings, prepare for the worst, get training, and watch your backstop.
Anyone else wish to make public comment? Okay, seeing no further public comment, we'll move on to approval of the consent agenda. I'll entertain a motion by Mr. Fike, supported by Ms. Hugo.
Consent, a motion by Fike, supported by Hugo. Trustee Hugo?
Yes.
Trustee Fike?
Yes.
Myself, yes. Supervisor Bennett?
Yes.
Trustee Brown?
Yes.
5-0. Motion passes.
Thank you. Under old business, item A, fiscal year 2026 budget discussion. We're actually going to have that budget presentation next meeting, just because we'll have a few more of our board here as well as Mr. Limita. But just wanted to let you know that if you have any concerns as you're looking through it, please forward those concerns to Mr. Limita and myself. And we can get you whatever answers or concerns that you have, maybe address those. Okay, anybody have anything they want to bring up? this point. Okay, under new business, the board will consider a motion to approve a one-year grant writing services contract with Ms. Linda Davis Kirksey for the amount of $36,000 and authorize the township superintendent to execute all related contracts. And we have Ms. Davis Kirksey with us, as well as Ms. Roberts, our staff. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you this evening?
Pretty good. How are you doing?
Well, not bad, not bad. I brought kind of a synopsis of the work that we've done in the last year and what we've secured. So I thought I would just take a brief time to talk to you about it as far as that goes. We were approved last year for the Land and Water Conservation Program for, it's over $1 million project for Creasy Park. We were awarded a grant of $500,000 with the good work of our team to put it together. Grant agreement has just been, entered into and filed with the state. We also have last year, we have a micro grant with the Assistance to Firefighters grant. It's a micro grant for equipment for the fire department for $75,000. It's still pending. We have not heard back from FEMA at this time. We also have another prevention unit grant. It's a crime prevention unit through COPS that we submitted in June. It's a $263,000 grant for the police department for this crime prevention unit, and that is pending. We're waiting to hear back on it. The other one that we have that we had submitted in April of this year through the Michigan Department of Natural Resources Trust Fund is a $300,000 project, $200,000 grant for pickleball courts and infrastructure improvements to the park. That we will know is always before Christmas. We go up to Lansing, as you know this, Mr. Robertson, that they make the announcement at that time. We just went through supplemental period where we did additional points, beefed up our application so it would look better. So we will be traveling up to Lansing that first week in December, and Matt and Melissa will talk to the board. They have an idea to do that, and we will know that. And it looks pretty good. I think that we've scored good. The additional points will put us in the running. And then currently, we are working on, with the police department and the chief, on an expansion of the co-response unit. And this is through the Bureau of Justice. And this is a grant that we're going to be submitting twofold, end of this month and also November. This is going to be, we can apply up to $2 million to expand our co-response program. If you recall, last year we received funding for that through the state of Michigan. And what we're looking to do is to add resources, timing, equipment, training, I should say not timing, training, and in addition to staffing to that program. So that's what we're doing in the grant world at this time. So I thought I would take an opportunity to, if you have any questions.
Anybody have any questions?
Oh,
It sounds like we are bringing in some grant money. So that's fabulous news.
We have a great team here, all of us working together. We really do.
So, we appreciate that, and we look forward to even more good news here. I know, we have a couple of projects that I know they aren't part of this grant process, but previous, we're building the pathway on Embry Cook, and then next year on Perry Road, and those are both grants that are helping to fund those. So
Yes,
we're glad to have as much grant money as we can get.
yes.
So,
is a motion in order, Mr. Supervisor?
Yes.
Then I will make that motion.
okay, is there support? Support by Mr. Brown.
Support by Mr. Brown. Very good. Trustee Hugo.
Yes.
Trustee Fike.
Yes.
Myself, yes. Supervisor Bennett.
Yes.
Trustee Brown.
Yes.
5-0, motion passes.
Thank you. Thank you. The item B, the board will consider a motion to approve PUD-002 Crewwood LLC 6353 Belsey Road. We have Mr. Smith with us this evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, looks like.
So at the September Planning Commission meeting, Crewwood LLC made a presentation for PUD application at 6353 Belsey Road. The property is currently zoned R3 residential. The applicants intend to remodel the old Walker Mansion and use the 100-person plus ballroom as a banquet hall/assembly use, which includes small weddings. In order to be allowed assembly use for weddings or gatherings, general commercial zoning is required. Planning and zoning feels that a rezoning to general commercial is not warranted for this property due to the surrounding residential zoning districts. However, this property is very unique, and a PUD is another mechanism the township can grant in order to allow for specific uses when a rezoning is not applicable. If you see all the documentation in your township board package, there's site plans, there's rezoning, there's the zoning map, so there's supporting documentation for that. This remodel of the old mansion is the first phase of construction on the property, with future phases to include a potential new building that could house 200 to 300 people. The Planning Commission recommended approval to the Township Board with a 7-0 vote.
Very good.
We have the applicants from Crewwood here as well, if there's any questions.
Do you want to say anything? No?
We're just, our primary use will be wedding venue. We have worked with Jeremy a lot to kind of have our uses tie into existing uses that are already on the, kind of the zoning use for the township to make sure that we weren't pulling anything out of anywhere that we didn't feel was appropriate. We're trying to keep the area and the architectural feel the same as it is now, and try to be as little disruption as possible to the area. We've wanted to do this with this house for quite a while, and we're happy that we have the potential opportunity to do it. So.
How many acres is it?
48.8 acres.
I'm sorry.
48.8 acres.
Was that your question, Mr. Black?
No, I have a couple of questions. So is that your long-range plan, to have it as a venue for the public? Or there seems to be living quarters there. I mean, could you use it as a, I don't know, not a hotel, but a place
Yeah.
where people can spend the night?
So, we were trying to stay away from hotel. The zoning board didn't really love hotels. We're trying to keep it as, if you schedule an event, that members of the event could stay at the house in the future. Right now, we live there to try and afford the whole thing. Eventually, we'd like to move out and have a separate space and have a place for the wedding party to stay in the house. But we want to keep it so that not everybody can just book it, to make it less of a hotel, Airbnb, and more of a, a specialized stay.
Wonderful. I'm glad you're bringing this property back to life, because it's a landmark locally. People know that place, and we might as well use it for something, right? Now, you said 100 people can go to a wedding there,
Yeah.
right? After we vote, if we vote. So, and then you wanted to expand it somehow?
Yeah, we initially kind of approached Jeremy with a separate structure, and the way that it worked with the price of everything, we couldn't build that structure yet. So yeah, it's about 116 to 120 is the maximum occupancy. I think we have to kind of get our final blueprints and have the fire chief look at it again to get our final count. But yeah, about 120 is the max. So we'd like to be able to build sort of a orangery greenhouse structure off the side of that house in the same area. It's kind of just a big open banquet space.
Outside?
Yeah, so it'll be enclosed completely, but it'll be separate from the house, but still kind of a part of it. We've
I
kind
don't think they know either. Currently, we have a ballroom, so
yeah,
that's
currently
what's
there's,
housing it.
it was a bedroom.
Yes.
Oh, it was a bedroom.
I've seen the plans for the expansion.
Yeah.
And it looks beautiful.
Thank you.
I think it would be a real asset to the township and to this region to have that there.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful home already, but to have it used for something like this that would bring people to our
Yeah.
community, I think, is really an asset and a great use for the facility. I think, what you're planning to use it for is, low impact and pretty discreet. I mean, people coming in not for a wedding, it isn't like high traffic.
Right.
Constantly, it's just, for events. So I think it's a great use, and I look forward to you being successful there.
Thank you
Thank you.
very much.
Mr. Brown?
Now, how many events would you try to do per week?
Currently, we're at, well, we might be able to get up to 2, but we're trying to do a weekend rental. So
Okay.
you'd get it Friday, middle of the day, kind of have your setup, maybe a rehearsal, and your event would be Saturday, and then you have cleanup on Sunday.
Nice.
We may kind of go into Sunday and afternoon, maybe showers, wedding, baby showers,
Not a huge demand for the kind of off Saturday, but
Nice.
we're hoping we can get over one, but probably one.
Hopefully two, right?
Yeah, hopefully two.
Smaller events of the week.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was just at a wedding in northern Michigan a couple weeks ago, and it was in a greenhouse.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the wedding ceremony itself overlooked Hubbard Lake. It was absolutely gorgeous.
Kind of the same idea, just smaller,
Right.
like where the conservatory is kind of
Yeah,
greenhouse.
That's kind of what I was envisioning that.
Yeah.
When I was up there, and I was thinking that your venue would, I like your venue.
Thank you.
Hopefully to tie it into the house and kind of expand the architecture instead of fighting with it a little bit.
Yeah, and the landscaping around there is
Yeah.
beautiful. Lots been put into that property already.
Yes.
So, yes, Ms. Hugo?
I was going to make a motion
Okay.
if I can have a tour.
Definitely take a field trip.
No, I think it's awesome. I'd like to make a motion.
Motion by Hugo,
Supported by,
supported by Fike.
I have a question, though. Crewwood, is what it will be called, Crewwood. Go to Crewwood for your wedding. Is there a significance to that word?
Not really. We kind of made it up. We had to find something that didn't have any URLs or LLCs. Or when you Google it, nothing shows up.
Wasn't like Eldon Auker's middle name or something like that?
Trying to stay away from.
I thought maybe there was some tie-in.
We're paying homage to the Auker family with, no, we're not.
Okay.
All right, shall I proceed with the record roll call, Mr. Supervisor? Trustee Brown,
Yes.
Trustee Hugo,
Yes.
Trustee Fike.
Yes.
Myself, yes. Supervisor Bennett.
yes.
5-0, motion passes.
Congratulations.
Okay, next item on the agenda, item C, the board will hear the second reading of General Ordinance 2025-2, Business Licensing Ordinance, and consider a motion to adopt the ordinance. We have Mr. Kimmer with us.
All right, good evening, everyone. So if you recall, about, it's probably a month and a half ago, I brought to you the first reading of the business licensing ordinance. Just to recap on this was an item identified on the strategic plan of previous board, 2020 through 2024. So at this time, it's up for a motion to either approve or if you have suggestions on items you would like modified, you can return it back and we can make those modifications and bring it back at a later date, so.
I think, one of the things we want to emphasize this first time we're doing it is to make it simple. We could come up with, plans for different prices based on the size. We could have, various renewal dates. I think the best thing for administering this, since it'll be handled out of our highly esteemed clerk's office, I think one of the things we could do as a favor is to make it as simple as possible.
Your highly esteemed clerks agrees with you, thank you very much.
So the bottom line is, I think the way that we have it right now, it can work smoothly. So, I don't know, anybody else have any questions or concerns? We've looked at this in previous meetings and
Correct,
had time to comment if we had any changes to make, so.
yes.
If there isn't, I'll make the motion that we move forward on.
Motion by Supervisor Bennett, supported by
Mr. Fike.
Mr. Fike.
I
Okay.
just want to say this, this will help our police and fire, I believe, to have this information of whether it's a business, a residence, what's going on at that business.
Hazardous materials, yes.
Very good. I'll begin with the record roll call. Supervisor Bennett.
Yes.
Trustee Brown.
Yes.
Trustee Hugo.
Yes.
Trustee Fike.
Yes.
Myself, yes. 5-0, motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you. And now we will,
Future agenda items, Mr.
yes,
Supervisor?
we'll be covering a portion of our strategic plan the next meeting. Which one I couldn't tell you, unless somebody has something pressing, between Mr. Lehman and I, will come up with something that is pertinent. With regard to anything with your planning commission, Ms. Hugo?
Yes. Can we ask Mr. Smith to come up regarding the chicken ordinance?
Okay.
Good evening.
Thanks.
At one of the last board meetings, the board decided to reduce the chicken allowance from 10 acres to 2 acres. At that same meeting, the board also wanted me to start looking into potentially reducing this down to 1 acre. Just want to give you a couple numbers, just so we're aware of what's going on. We're ongoing with this discussion. We'll have more discussions at the next planning commission meeting for other municipalities that have 1 acre for chickens as well. But just some numbers. In the township, we have about 15,100 parcels. 2 acres or more, there's 1,067. 1 acre or more, we have 1,960 parcels. So roughly another 900 parcels would be served or could potentially be used for chickens if we decide to reduce down to 1 acre. My opinion is I think we need to let this breathe for a little bit just to see how we do with 2 acres, because I've talked with myself and Attorney Chubb, we've discussed this too, and if we reduce it down to 1 and then want to jump it back up to 2, now we have legal nonconformities and trying to deal with those things. I think the jump from 10 to 2 was quite substantial, but again, I think the motive is trying to keep these out of subdivisions, and I think staying at 2 acres accomplishes that. But we'll bring more information at the next board meeting, probably in another month after we vet it a little more through the planning commission.
Sounds good.
Okay?
Also, some members of the planning commission will be attending a conference in Kalamazoo next week.
Okay.
I will be one of them. So I'm looking forward to it.
Very good. We look forward to hearing about the hot topics from them.
I'll take notes.
Anything with Metro Alliance, Mr. Pike? No. Okay, anything, Mr. Chubb?
No, I would say, I think y'all know I grew up in this township, and just seeing it over the past couple of weeks has been really incredible. But I specifically want to tell you, especially as it relates to the police department, I represent Bloomfield Township. They assisted with the fire services, and in talking with the police chief, he said that, and he works very closely with the sheriff's department, who's provided a lot of services to our police department, and they said they've never been more impressed with the police agency and the way that they've dealt with an item like this. So I thought it was important for you guys to know that.
Thank you. Clerk Robertson, did you have?
Nothing to report, sir.
I agree, Mr. Chubb. Actually, at the vigil or the community remembrance that we had on Tuesday, the individual in charge of the FBI for this region came up to me and said that he also had similar comments. He said that just wanted us to know that in working with our police, that they've rarely ever worked with a police department that is as prepared as ours was and as well organized, and just had all the respect in the world and voiced that to us. So we're very proud of what our response was. We kept telling people, when they asked, it's like we aren't going to be defined by, this is not what we're going to be defined by, is how we respond. And I think, our fire, our police, and surrounding communities, that I was at a 911 meeting earlier today, and we were talking about their staff too, taking all those calls with, from people that were victims, and so they're feeling a lot of grief at this point. And so there's a lot of healing still to be done, but I think we're on the path. We have counselors working with staff, with people from the church. So, but again, thank you to all the surrounding communities too, that came and helped us, whether it was Bloomfield, Orion. I mean, I can't believe the distance that some of these departments came from to help us. So very impressive when you're in need, what other communities will do. And I hope that we can do that, if there's ever the need, God forbid, in other communities that are near us, that we can be as good a neighbor as well. With that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make the motion.
Motion by Brown,
Supported by Mr. Fike.
supported by
All those in favor say
Fike.
aye.
We are adjourned at 6:25 PM.